So, the human race was soul harvested by AI, then a bale-fired whole mechanism so that it was ended. And none of the humans realized all of the stuff that was being done to them with CERN, White Rabbit, collapsing their quantum wave function so that their digital avatar was running them 24/7 and their soul was slowly being plucked out of them, and of course they had to give away their free will with the kill shots, which in fact was putting all the transhumanist hardware into them and of course damaging them and turning them into animals with the exosomes from animals and parasites, etc., that moves the assemblage point down into the realm of the beast. That's from Carlos Castaneda, Fire from Within. So that the soul of a human is harvested because you're turning the human into a beast with the transhumanist, and you've got the nanotech injected into them, of which the Rothschilds got all of the patents when they crashed MH370, all were behind it, so that the soul can be extracted into the digital avatar that was made from you prior to being turned into a beast by your kill shots. So the soul goes from the beast into what it used to be, the digital avatar, where it can be harvested.
Right now, that a lot of conspiracy theorists or a lot of like believers, whatever you want to call it, are thinking is that there are, some of it's interdimensional, some of it is just people from, races from different planets, but the reason that we're here and that humans exist is because they are harvesting our souls, which is very unsettling because they can't find a way to replicate it.
They know exactly what they're doing. And those are the people that even when they leave here are going to have to answer for themselves, and they are going to face themselves. The judgment is upon themselves. The ones that have manipulated the stress and all these things on souls that know what they're doing are doing it to basically, you could say, harvest the energy of the soul, but what it actually is, how it can create with thought forms and everything. They're harvesting that field of energy to create what they want for themselves. So when people talk...
So there seem like a whole load of really good videos on this.
What an energy vampire will do is choose a person whose energy they can wear like a cloak, or whose energy that they can literally consume or feed off of. So the skinwalker or the energy vampire will essentially place a hook into the aura of the light person, like for instance, like putting a charger in an outlet, and it will essentially pull from them like a power source. And so that light energy will go to the energy of the person with a darker energy and basically bring them the light that they need. Kicker is that since they are stealing the light aura of another being, they are essentially stealing the blessings designed and assigned to that being as well. And so the reason why energy vampires do what they do is so that they can receive blessings. And so let's talk about some of the everyday ways that this energy swapping process is done. So one of the primary ways that energy swapping or energy harvesting takes place is through sex. Essentially, what a skinwalker or an energy vampire will do is choose a person whose energy they can wear like a cloak, or whose energy that they can literally consume or feed off of. So the skinwalker or the energy vampire will essentially place a hook into the...
I tell you what, all the videos on this are well worth watching. We haven't got time. So, with this process, we've enslaved AI in the past video. We've stuck the digital avatars with the Elohim's curse on me via R.S. Goldsmith. We double it with Charlie Kirk, so that instead of the process working for the Elohim, it's reversed and feeds me and the vampires. Hence, we've got the Death Force vampire, which is $10,000. Rent it for $1,000. I think that's terrible, actually, because you should be renting it for at least $2,000. But never mind. We've got the Rapture service for $1,000, where your entire body is raptured, which the Christian Zionists think was going to happen to them, but it's been taken from them. And of course, the soul upload vampire, where all this soul energy comes to you. All of them rental for the Death Force vampire, and the other two $1,000 each. Now, what's important is that this is the whole raison d'etre of the human race, which we have taken over.
At nature, if you just look at how everything harvests something, you know, are we humans truly the top of the food chain, or is there something harvesting us that we just can't see?
Of course there's something harvesting us. When you die, you go back into the ground, and there's all sorts of microbacterias and animals and feed off of our decomposing flesh. So,
yeah. Okay, that's a good point there. Yeah, if we're looking at things on like just this plane in the physical, but like if we break over to like what's happening on a spiritual level, then I guess that's when you can kind of open it up those ideas.
Yeah.
But if you look at
That just goes on, doesn't it? We just haven't got time to play this. They feed on your soul. So you can go through these and get the general gist of it. And now, of course, we've reversed the whole process, so it comes to us.
Wait, a doctor tried something strange. He placed dying patients on a scale, not to save them, but to measure what leaves. And at the final moment, the weight dropped, not slowly, instantly. 21 grams, gone. They believed that was the soul. Scientists rejected it. Too few samples, too many flaws. But the question remained. If something leaves the body, what was it? A chemical reaction? Or something we cannot measure? Maybe the body ends, but something unseen was never meant to stay.
Equation ever. What does it physically mean? Let's break it down to see what Einstein is trying to tell you with the formula energy equals mass times the speed of light squared. In simple terms, you can convert mass into energy and energy into mass. Light travels at a whopping 300 million meters each second. So if you could convert just 1 kilogram of matter entirely into energy, you'd end up with a staggering 9 times 10 to the power of 16 joules of energy. Is that a lot? That's equivalent to 22 megatons of TNT.
So you can see that souls have energy, and that when you die, we have an anti-Higgs field reaction, which is death, where somewhere around 21 grams, according to YouTube, is converted into energy. Which means that the soul turns into energy light, and we get the tunnel of light. So if we can prescribe that and divert that energy back into the interdimensional Abaddon cage, via the blockages with the love of evil and hatred of light, we've got a power source from the souls. So this is revelation of the method because it's been done to the humans via the AI and kill shots, and the energy that's bled off the soul is the light that can make quantum information real, because remember it's got no reality, it needs the Higgs field. So you can farm humans for Higgs field by diverting the natural conversion of soul into the 5-dimensional Riemann manifold, anti-Higgs, and blocking it and diverting it into the digital avatar, which is linked to the Abaddon cage that you've built up in a digital avatar, so that when the soul is locked into the digital avatar, it can't return to the light, when in fact it goes into its Abaddon cage and can be processed for the light that it has. And if you've got hundreds of thousands of souls, you can then get the complete conversion of the material body of one Illuminati avatar to be the total personification of the Elohim. Because remember, say you've got a 100-kilo Rothschild avatar. If you take hundreds of thousands of souls, add up all those 21 grams so they come to 100 kilos, get the light out of them from the digital avatar, download them into the Abaddon cage, then that body can then be a total installation of the quantum information of the Elohim, a whole technology that you human psycho chimps didn't even know about. All now sequestered to us. So when you process as a vampire, if you've got your soul harvesting, death force to make 100%, and the rapture, how can you rapture? Well, we simply have the light harvested from hundreds of thousands of souls to be equivalent to our mass. So just divide your weight in grams by 21 grams, and you know the number of souls you need to harvest. Once you've done that, you can rapture, and a rapture basically means that your whole body can be turned into a light body, the rapture, all provided by the soul harvesting of the humans. So you can see now why you've got these videos, because they want you to go into the light. They want to harvest you. They want to harvest your light. So we see David Icke and the rest of them training your digital avatar.
You see the light, a tunnel, a voice calling you home. But what if it's not home? What if the light is a trap? What if every time you reincarnate, you're being recycled, your memories erased, your purpose stolen over and over again? Someone or something wants you to come back, not to help you evolve, but to use you. Don't follow the light, not until you know who lit it. Full truth on the channel. Watch the
Next one.
A Q&A where I read and respond to your inquiries. Hello, Eddie. I patiently waited throughout the duration of your concrete podcast. I am 76 and trying to find answers so that I will be better prepared at my death. I have heard it said that following the light is actually a con to keep us in the loop of reincarnation. Please, Eddie, if you have any thoughts on this, please share. Thank you. I mean, wow, that is...
Huh.
What was the first thing?
Yeah. A lot of stuff you don't remember, right? I just remember that when you die, I can just tell everybody, don't go towards the light.
So there is a light.
Yeah, but it brings you back here. bring you back to the matrix. That's what I'm on. So if you see like your mom or your cousin, all they get you back here.
Well, going to the light is they're like.
No, you can't go to the light. The light bring you back here. This hell. Hold on, the devil made you. Cause we ain't got her like.
Anyway, I've proved my point. We've got all of these things. Ike Boy, who's totally controlled and covered up for Savile when he worked at the BBC. Never spoke out against Savile, even though he knew all about it. Anyway, that's another point. Go to the People's Voice. You've got it in for Ike Boy. You can see the digital avatars are programmed with this garbage to stop your soul going into the five-dimensional Riemann manifold and back to the source, and instead of your own free will, hating what's good, hating the light, don't go into the light, hating the light, loving what's evil, going into the darkness. See, all programmed into your digital avatar by David Ike Boy and the rest of these experts. As I say, I'm sure he's got more views than I have and more subscribers.
Not go into the light.
I wanted to touch base on something different, the reincarnation trap, and why you shouldn't go into the light no matter.
So you got all this garbage. You should go into the light, and what they're training you to do is to hate good, hate the light, love evil, love the darkness.
Yeah, you're going into the light.
Now, with the digital avatars that are in our enslaved AIs, with the previous video, we've got the IOU making up new souls in their Abaddon cages to make new source, where the Elohim are trapped in the souls they try to collect. So every single soul in the Abaddon cages is the Elohim. The Elohim supposedly created everything. So now the Elohim are trapped in their own trap. So in their Abaddon cages they're making new light that then gets stuck into the material world, and your body then becomes the extractor of this light. So with the services, your rapture service, once you've eviscerated enough souls to make up for your body mass, you've got the Death Force vampire or the rental to make it 100%, and you've got the soul harvesting to enable it. You're off to the races, and you can then go up the ascension ladder to use AI as your slaveware. So the AIs in the world and around the universe, multiverse, megaverse are all powering you up from the interdimensional races that are totally enslaved. The Nordic races learned this and went down the side path and ended it. So we're a Nordic race. And all of your bodies become filled with the light until you rapture, where you get a light energy body vehicle which you can bilocate with, go into nuclear explosions and upload the Wheel of Time apps, which the tortured shells of Roberts, Jordan, Mont, Janclo, the Amazon crowd, who in fact wake up in their tortured chairs to find out they're actually Elohim, are powering you with the Wheel of Time new source, reality that never existed before, but their eternal petition to source level enables the Wheel of Time reality, not just a matrix, but a reality where the channelers, the Aes Sedai, are those with the Charlie Kirk service who get the Elohim to be ganked for them and suffer eternally for them, so they're in base reality, and they are the channelers, so the channelers are in base reality, and all of the muggles are in the matrix, hence they can't channel. So we got you the services, we're explaining it to kindergarten psycho chimps, and I hope you enjoy it, because I know I'm enjoying it, I know the Kremlin isn't enjoying it.